We have a very rich culture in the western side of Nigeria. We believe that the music comes from the planet of the art. And everywhere in the world, they create their own music. And the music I'm playing now is a piece of music being taken from different shrines. That's why I said the music and the culture, they started from the onset.
Every culture produces legends, people whose art speaks beyond their time. In African music, one of the brightest of these legends is Chief Sunny Adé, better known as King Sunny Adé. To his fans, he's the chairman, a man whose mastery of rhythm and melody made Juju music world famous. Juju music is popular among the Yoruba people in Nigeria. He was born into royalty, but his story goes far beyond fame and concerts. It's about a boy who chose music over privilege, who turned royal duties to chase the call of drums and guitars. In a time when musicians weren't respected, he dared to dream, to follow his passion, and in turn ended up redefining African music on a global scale. From a small town beginning in Ondo to packed arenas in America, Japan, and Europe, King Sunny Adé built bridges between cultures through rhythm. He made the talking drum and electric guitar speak the same language, and he turned Juju into a sound that was uniting people. King Sunny Adé was born on September 22, 1946, in Osogbo, Nigeria. He was born into a Yoruba royal family, and he grew up surrounded by culture, ceremony, and respect. Yet, even as a young prince, Sunny felt drawn not to power, but to music. It was the rhythms of the drums, the energy of the festivals, and the joy of storytelling through songs. Osogbo in the 1940s and 50s was alive with Yoruba traditions. Music and drumming was part of everyday life, and young Sunny absorbed it all. He went to school like any other child, but his real lessons came from watching local musicians and hearing the talking drums speak. When he discovered the guitar, he found his true voice. And inspired by high-life stars like Victor Olaye and Rex Lawson, he dreamed of blending traditional Yoruba rhythms with modern sounds. His family, however, it was a royal family, disapproved of it, of course, at the time. He was a prince. They could not agree. They said music wasn't royal. It was not a good career for a prince. But Sunny's heart was already set. And as a teenager, he left home for Lagos to chase his dreams. The city was already buzzing with creativity, and Sunny was determined to make his mark. Leaving Osogbo, Sunny arrived in Lagos with little more than talent and determination. He was broke, had nothing, and the 1960s were a golden time for the Nigerian music industry. High life ruled the clubs, and independence had brought new energy. Sunny joined the band the Federal Rhythm Dandies, which was led by Moses Olaye, popularly known as Baba Salah, where he learned discipline, stagecraft, and how to lead a band. Sunny Ade quickly stood out. His guitar skills and calm confidence caught the attention of everyone. But Sunny wanted more than play for others. He wanted to create something new. And in 1969, he succeeded. He formed his own band called the Green Spots, marking a start of an independent career for him. Sunny began shaping Juju music by using guitars, Yoruba proverbs, and talking drums to tell stories. He saw Juju as a deeper form of communication, which was a mix of rhythm, wisdom, and spirituality. This bold move set him apart. He wasn't just another musician at the time, he was a creator, giving Juju modern sound and also paving the way for the revolution that will soon make him a national star in Nigeria. In the early 1980s, King Sunny Ade's fame crossed borders. Western audiences were becoming curious about African music, and Sunny's sound stood out. It was modern, yet deeply traditional. And in 1982, he signed a record deal with Island Records, the same record label that discovered Bob Marley. His first international album titled Juju Music was released that year, and it was a masterpiece. The album blended talking drums with pedal steel guitars and synthesizers, creating a world sound that amazed critics. The New York Times called it one of the most joyous recordings ever made. The hit song titled "Jah For Me" became an anthem across the world. Audiences who didn't understand Yoruba still danced to its rhythms and hypnotic beats. Sunny followed up with Synchro System, which was another album released in 1983. It earned him his first Grammy nomination, making him the first Nigerian to achieve that honor. His next album, titled Aura, which was released in 1984, featured international stars like Stevie Wonder. It was a great feat at the time because Nigerian music hadn't been that global. Western media called him the African Bob Marley, but Sunny Ade was humble and he responded with, and I quote, "Bob Marley was the king of reggae. I'm only a servant of Juju," end of quote. Through the 1980s, he toured globally, performing at Madison Square Garden in New York, which is one of the largest arenas at the time, the Hollywood Bowl, and the major European festivals. And wherever he went, he carried the Yoruba culture proudly. His agbada, beats, and talking drums became his cultural symbol. His stage shows were legendary, dancers moving in harmony, guitars sparkling, drummers answering each other like a conversation, and each performance could last for hours, leaving a communion between artists and audiences. Throughout his life, King Sunny Adé received numerous awards, both local and international. He was decorated the Order of the Federal Republic (OFR) in Nigeria. He served as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, using his platform to advocate for children's rights and education. And in 2016, he became the first Nigerian artist to be inducted into the Hard Rock Cafe Hall of Fame in the USA. He also ventured into film, appearing in Nigerian movies like Fopomoyo and Jafumi. His charisma made him a beloved figure across different art forms. And in his personal life, he's known as a man of peace, deeply spiritual and family-oriented. He has wives and children but maintains privacy. He's also a businessman, owner of music companies, farms and cultural enterprises. Yet no matter how successful he became, he continues to perform live shows, connecting directly with his fans. And to this day, his concerts remain emotional experiences, a celebration of sound, color, and joy. King Sunny Adé's influence went far beyond entertainment. He wasn't just a performer, he became a living archive of Yoruba culture. A man who used his music to teach, inspire, and preserve traditions. His songs carried proverbs, wisdom, and deep meaning that connected generations. For many Nigerians, listening to Sunny Adé was like reading poetry from the ancestors. Every lyric had a message. He used his stage not just to entertain, but to educate. He brought Yoruba language, dance and drum patterns to audiences that had never heard such sound before. Whether in Lagos, Los Angeles, New York, he proudly carried his heritage with him. Through his music, the world saw that African tradition was not something old or fading away. It was alive, powerful, and full of rhythms. And to give it back to the culture that shaped him, he founded the King Sunny Adé Foundation, a home for music, art, and cultural preservation. There, young Nigerians learned traditional drumming, guitar, songwriting, and live performance techniques. His dream was to make sure that even when he's gone, the heartbeat of Juju music lived forever. This gave rising stars a space to record high-quality music without needing to travel abroad. For many artists, that studio became a stepping stone for greatness. Long before African music became a global force, King Sunny Adé had already laid the foundation. He introduced professional management structures, tour planning, and live sound engineering to Nigerian music scene. He treated music like a business and an art at the same time. This approach inspired generations of artists, from Fela Kuti's movement to the new wave of Afrobeat stars who have now toured the world. And over the years, he shared the stage and studio with legends such as Stevie Wonder, Manu Dibango, Black Uhuru, and even Western rock bands who admired his guitar mastery. These collaborations wasn't just about fame, they were cultural bridges, showing that African music could blend with reggae, funk, jazz, and still keep its heartbeat strong like never before. Critics around the world describe him as the African Bob Dylan, the master of the rhythm, and the gentleman of the Juju. Yet behind all these titles stood a man of peace, who was calm, humble, and deeply spiritual.
Oore tí bàbá ṣe ó yà mí lẹ́nu. Bàbá olóore ò ọpẹ́ ló yẹ ọ́. Kìíní máa fi sún fún ọ o.
Despite the fame, the riches, and the royal background, King Sunny Adé always carried himself with grace and simplicity. He greeted everyone with a smile, treated his band and band members like family, and often gave back quietly to those in need. He supported schools, churches, and community projects not for publicity, but from the heart. And in one interview he said, and I quote, "Royalty is not about crowns, it's about serving others with love." End of quote. These words became the perfect summary of his life. A man of rhythm and wisdom. A king, not because of his title, but because of his heart. Even as years passed, his music never aged. Young artists like Wizkid, Burna Boy, Asha have all mentioned King Sunny Adé as an inspiration. His sound continues to echo through the new era of Afrobeat, reminding the world where it all began. King Sunny Adé is more than a musician. He is a bridge between the past and the future of African music. His legacy is written not only in his songs, but in the spirit of every artist who dares to dream, to blend traditions with innovation, and to carry their culture with pride. Over 50 years after his first recording, King Sunny Adé still stands tall as one of the greatest musicians the African continent has ever known. His journey is not just about fame or fortune. It's a story of endurance, creativity, and faith. He faced challenges that would have broken others. The struggles of early recording days, the rise and fall of music trends, and the fight to keep traditional sound alive in a digital world. Yet through it all, he remained consistent, always smiling, always refining, always reminding the world that African music is eternal. His legacy breathes in today's sound. Every tone of Afrobeat, every live band, every fusion of tradition and technology, they all carry traces of his influence. Wizkid's global style, Burna Boy's fusion of roots and rhythms, Davido's celebratory energy. He showed Africa that the world would listen if you play with passion and pride. He proved that our drums, our guitars, our language, our stories could fill arenas in Lagos, New York, Los Angeles, London, Paris, and Accra. King Sunny Adé didn't just remain entertained, he united.
ṣàìjíjó rọpẹ́ o. Mẹ́lẹ̀ ṣe o, kémi máa ṣàìyí babalógo mẹ́fà lè ṣe o, kémi máa ṣàìjíjó ọpẹ́. Torí pé onígbàǹgbẹ̀bà aláwo ń gbà.
Wherever he performed, people understood because rhythm has no border. He once said that music is a universal prayer. Through every performance, he offered that prayer, a prayer of love, of happiness. His concerts were not just shows, they were celebrations of life itself. Even now, when he steps onto the stage, something magical happens. The air changes. He doesn't just perform, he blesses the audience. The wisdom in his lyrics, the depth of his melodies, the grace in his rhythm, all reminded us that true greatness never grows old. It evolves, it continues to inspire. Because true legends never fade, their rhythm becomes part of their life itself. It flows in our celebrations, in our weddings, our journeys, our memories. It becomes the heartbeat of the people. From the first strum of a homemade guitar to the stages across the world, King Sunny Adé has given more than music. He has given life, joy, and pride. The laughter, the dancing, the lessons in his songs, they remain with us, a gift to every generation. King Sunny Adé, a legend whose music will never fade. If you like content like this, please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.
Grace of God, sweet fellowship of Holy Ghost, be with me now and forevermore. With the grace of God, sweet fellowship